Hello, it's Liz. Welcome to West Star Tarot. Today I'm doing my response to Mascha's video series, Top Tarot Trumps. And today I'm going to talk about the Wheel of Fortune, La Fortuna. It has a number of names. I've heard many people say what I'm about to say. And that is not one of my favorite cards. And yet, as I pulled the cards and looked at it and thought about the meaning, read about the meaning, I thought, it's not such a bad card. It's about cycles. It's about change. It's about ups and downs. And when we're on the top of the wheel, we need to be grateful and appreciative and enjoy the moment, because we all know that sooner or later the wheel is going to turn and we're going to be the one getting crushed. So it's, life is a mixture of ups and downs. Everything cycles. There are good and bad things about every age in life, about every season in life. I used to say, oh, I hate winter, and now I realize, no, I love the cold, sitting inside in a warm fireplace, eating some nice homemade soup, reading a good mystery book, not having to go out and do yard work, just chilling out. But as the wheel turns and the seasons change, I like the other seasons too. And there are good and bad with each season. So this is an example of an Italian deck. Il Meneghello, I forget the actual name of it, I'm sorry. And then here we have our Rider-Waite-Smith. But when you look at that, it's kind of like creepy. No, thank you. I don't really like this card. But what I do like about this card and what I've come to appreciate about it came about when I got this deck, the Gaian. And so Joanna Powell Colbert, she has a very different way of expressing the wheel, and she calls it the wheel, not the Wheel of Fortune, than the sort of old school traditional tarots do. And so you can see here, we have the seasons and the changing of the seasons and the shape of the wheel. And then we have our moons going around. The days of this is the astrological signs. And so all of this is just to say, it's a cycle. Hang in there. Maybe you're not at the top of the wheel right now, but hang in there. The wheel's going to turn and you'll gradually end up back at the top again. And as I said earlier, you'll also end up back at the bottom again. I want to read a little bit from the Fifth Spirit Tarot Guidebook by Charlie Claire Burgess. This is Charlie's representation of the Wheel of Fortune. And here's what they have to say. When the wheel appears, it signals contact with powers beyond our control. This is the card of lotto winners and lucky encounters, and of flat tires and flash floods. The main challenge of this card is that you can't control it. Maybe a great opportunity will land in your lap. Then again, maybe a scalding cup of coffee will. Maybe your plane will be grounded by weather, but then you'll run into a dear old friend in the airport. There's nothing you can do to earn it, predict it, or change it, because the wheel is about one difficult and universal cosmic truth. Shit happens. Your power in the wheel is in how you respond to those changes. Can you make peace with what's outside of your control and focus on improving your life through what is? Can you make the best of the random stuff that life kicks out? Try to work with the wheel, not against it. And remember, the wheel will always turn again and again and again. So I love that sort of more philosophical approach to the wheel, and it's true. What do they say? When life gives you lemons make lemonade. Sometimes when life gives us lemon, we just turn into a big old sourpuss. So it depends on how do we react to the changes that the wheel brings. Not only when the wheel is cycling down with the more difficult times, but how do we act when the wheel is up and we have lots of opportunity and lots of positive things happening? If we win the lottery, do we donate to one of our or several of our favorite charities? Do we say to our cousin who has huge college bills, hey, here's a little dough to put towards your college loans? So on and so forth. So, we have choices in how we respond as the wheel turns. A couple other of my wheel choices. This is from the Wildwood. And again, it's more about the cyclical, seasonal changing of the wheel. So, and then this is from the Witch's Wisdom. Same thing. I love how there's a web in the middle and we can see the 8 turns of the wheel of the year. Those are the kinds of portrayals of the wheel that I like, the ones that are more about how the wheel turns throughout the course of the year and of course throughout the course of our lives. And how do we go with those changes? Do we go with the flow? Do we fight it? And so forth and so on. This is from the Ancestral Path Tarot deck by Julia Cuccia Watts. And this is kind of a more cosmic view of the Wheel of Fortune. And Julia says, fortune, fate, destiny, cycles, spirals, luck, unlimited possibilities for good or its opposite, seasons of being, recognition of the cyclic nature of life and the universe, understanding how life cycles are embedded in the astrological signs. So the last card I wanted to show is from the Daughters of the Moon. And this is Spider Woman. Oops, this is such a shiny deck. And you can see she's weaving the web there. And I just wanted to read what Fiona Morgan says. So Spider Woman is being, let me hold this card up. Spider Woman is portrayed as one being in her 3 aspects. As the maiden, she spins the wheel of life. As the mother, she weaves the web. And as the crone, she cuts the thread of time. So I love that idea about it. And then there's a little poem by Shekinah Mountain Water at the end of this entry. So, all forms repeat, return, rebirth, dissolve, reflect forever down the passages of space and time. Each birth the same, yet ever new. Universes blooming into unimagined worlds that yet shall be. So, the wheel, not such a bad card, is it? Because we know that life changes. We know when we're at the top of the wheel and things are going great. We're appreciative and we enjoy the moment. And then when we go around and things are challenging and difficult, we know that this too will pass and things will change and soon we'll be going back up. And as Charlie Claire Burgess said, it's how we react to these changes that life is continuously handing us that impacts how we feel about life and how we experience life. So as always, thank you, Mascha, for starting this series. I really am enjoying it. And I'm trying to catch up. I fell a little behind. And I'm really excited because up next is one of my favorite majors, the Justice card. So peace and love, everybody.